My name is Choma. I'm so excited this evening for this amazing class we have. This class we are about to learn lapel jackets with pointed sleeve. Lapel jacket with pointed shoulder and sleeve. Anyone you like, you can call it. It's a very interesting class. Pay attention. The only thing I beg from you is for you to like, share, and comment. Please press your hand on the subscribe button and subscribe for my channel. Thank you and God bless you. So we are about to start. The measurement I am working with, I'm working with shoulder 15. Shoulder to bust point is 10.5. Shoulder to under bust is 15.5. Shoulder to waist is 16.5. Shoulder to the jacket length is a jacket, and I want the jacket to be long. I want the jacket to be long. Shoulder to jacket length I'm working with is 30 plus 2 inches hemming allowance, that is 32. Shoulder to, my bust circumference is 38.5. My waist circumference is 34.5. My hip circumference is 40.5. Then my bust palm is 8. Then this is for the sleeve. Please pay attention. It's very interesting topic that you will not like to miss. You will not like to miss. So I will start by marking out my what? My shoulder. I'm marking out my shoulder. The shoulder to chest line. The chest line I am working with is 9. Before I will start, is a jacket. Before I will start, I will mark out 5 inches out from the beginning of my my paper. I will mark out 5 inches away. I will connect the lines. So let me use marker pencil for it to be visible. Okay. So I will mark out 5 inches away from the center front. Five inches away from the center front. I will connect the line. Okay, so after I have finished marking this line, the next thing I will do is to take my vertical measurement. I will mark my shoulder to chest line, which is 9 inches. I will mark my shoulder to bust point, which is 10.5. I will mark my shoulder to waist, 16.5. I'll mark my shoulder to the jacket length is 30. So as I'm transferring to the fabric, I'll add my seam allowance. I will do same here to get an equal line. 9, 10.5, 16.5, and 30 inches. So I will connect the lines up. I will connect the line. Okay, so after I have finished marking this line, the next thing I will do is to do what? Is to get my shoulder measurement. The shoulder I'm working with is 15. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5 plus half, 8 inches up. I will mark the same thing on my chest line. I will connect it. Okay, so after I have connected this, I'll get my basic neckline, which is what? 3 inches. Mark my 1 inch front shoulder slope. I'll connect the line. Okay, so I will get the midpoint of my line. I have 8 inches. 8 inches divided by 2 will give me 4. I'll come in by what? 4.5. Okay, sorry, let me stop here for now. So the next thing I will do is to get my what? My dart measurement. The nipple to nipple I'm working with is 8. Is 8. I'll come on the bust line. 8 divided by 2. 8 divided by 2 will give me what? 4 plus half. 4.5. I'll mark it on the waistline and mark it on the what? On my jacket length line. I will connect the lines. Okay, so after I have done this, I will measure what I have here on my shoulder slope line. I have 5 inches on the back. I will divide it. I have 5 inches, sorry, 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. I will connect it back to my what? Back to my shoulder, back to my bust points. So I will mark half here and here. On the shoulder line, I'm tightening the what? The shoulder. I love using shoulder darts to sew my jackets. You can use princess dart, ambo princess dart. You can as well use basic darts. But for me, I love using shoulder straight darts for my jackets. So it's not compulsory, depends on the one you want. So on the waistline, I will mark 0.75. I will also mark 0.75. On my jacket length, I will get my shoulder to my hip line. Please pay attention. I want to get where that line will stop. So I will mark my shoulder to the hip line. Shoulder to the hip line I'm working with is 25. From that 25, I come up by 2 inches. From 25, I come up by 2 inches. This is where my dart leg will stop. My dart length. So I will connect it this way. From my shoulder to hip, I came up by what? 2 inches. I will connect it back to my bust, shoulder to bust point. So I will connect it this way. I will connect it this way. It's coming out beautiful already. So the next thing I will do is to take my what? My measurements. The next thing I will do is to take my measurement to shaping the gown, the jacket. So the next thing I will do is to shaping my jacket. The bust circumference I'm working with is 38. 38 divided by 4 will give me 8.5, and about 38.5 will give me 8.5 and about. Please, I'll add a little ease. I don't want the jacket to be too tight on my client's body. I want it to have a little ease on her body. So I love adding my allowance immediately. Then plus 1.5 inch seam allowance. Half inch is for the sewing, half inch is for the what? Is for the sewing allowance. Half inch is for the joining allowance. Then 1 inch is for my seam allowance. So the next thing I will do is to do what? The waist circumference I'm working with is 8.5. 8.5 divided by 34.5. 34.5 divided by 2 will give me what? 8.6. I will mark it. Plus 1.5. I have 1.5 inches here. I will pay back this 1.5 inches. I will pay it back. Then now add my 1.5 inch seam allowance. Then on the hip line, I will divide. Hip I'm working with is 10. 10 plus 10 divided by, 40 divided by 4 will give me what? 10. I will mark my seam allowance plus 1 inch is. I don't want this hip to be too straight, so I added 1 inch for it to have. So sorry, I need to add a little ease on my waist also. I added half inch on the waist line. So the next thing I will do is to connect the lines. Please, this is how the shape of my client is. If you're making a cloth for your client and you make something like this, go ahead and do what? Cut it like that. It will still come out fine. That is her shape. That is her body build. In fashion, we call it body build. When you remove this 1.5 here now, it will balance. In fashion, we call it body build. We have different types of body build. So if you're making a cloth for your client, anywhere the body of your client is built, follow it like that. After sewing it, it will come out very fine on her. So the next thing I will do is to pay back this 1 inch I remove from my shoulder, which is here. I'm paying back the 1 inch. So after that, I will connect it to the I will connect it to connect it back. As you can see now, I have paid back everything I removed here. I have paid back all of them. So from here, I will measure to get the midpoint. What I have here is 8 inches. I mark half. Coming by 0.75 to eliminate the armhole puff. After that, I will connect here to here. Please follow me the way I go. I connect it this way as well. Are you seeing it? So for here, I will shaping the length. It depends on what you want and how your client wants it. It's not standard. Let me use my pant curve to get this. There's no standard way of shaping your jacket. It depends on what you have in mind. So I'm going in with what my client wants. So after I have done this, now let's go to the main class of the day. We have gotten the bodies. Now the next thing is to get our lapel. Now the next thing we will do is to mark out our our button allowance. I'm marking out 1.5 inch from up to down, 1.5 inch. I will connect the line. So as I have connected the line, the next thing I will do is to do what? I will get my neckline. The neckline I am working with is 3 by 3, 3 inches width, 3 inches depth. That's my basic neckline. I will use my armhole curve and connect the neck. Okay, so as I have done this, okay, I want it to be visible so that you can see it. It's coming out beautiful already. So the next thing I will do is to do what? Get my breaking point where I want the jacket to be. My breaking point. I want the lapel to start from the waist. I call it breaking point. I want the breaking point. That's the style I am making. The style I am making, it breaks from the waist. The breaking point was on the what? Waist. So I will connect it from that point to my neckline. Watch what I'm doing. From here to my neck line. From here to my neck line. Bear it in mind, this class is for advanced class, but I'm trying my best that intermediate can understand it. Okay, back to class. The next thing that we're going to do, we are trying to get our lapel. So the next thing that we're going to do is from this breaking point line, I will come up by what? 3 inches. I will come up by 3 inches. I will connect the line, this line now. I will connect it with a broken line because that is not the line I'm going to use. Okay, so from this broken line now, from this 3.5, I will go out by half. I will connect it. I'm not using I'm using a curving side. Let me make this one visible. Okay. Okay. So the next thing I will do is to get my lapel. From this line from my main center front on the neckline where my neckline stop. That's where that 3 inches stop. I will mark out 4.5. I want my lapel to really come out. I will use 4.5. Then I also want the lapel to point up. I'll mark 4 inch up. I will connect it this way. Then I will place my curving ruler this way and connect it. So this is my main line. This is my main sorry, I'm using a curving line and get the line. This marker is white bold. Okay, so after that I will return it back to the broken line. I will return it back to my breaking point. Okay, so after I have done this, the next thing I will do is to do what? I want my lapel and my words. I want my lapel and my collar to be small close. Watch what I'm doing. See the way I place my tape from the style. So I'm using 3.5. So here now I will get my collar length. I'm using the same 4.5 that I use on my lapel. I'm using the same 4.5. I'll connect it. Here, I will come up by what? 0.5 to get angle 90 degree. I'll connect it this way. It's standard, it works for everybody, so that our collar will sit perfectly well on our neck, because our neck is not straight. So I will take my armhole curve now and connect these 2 points. Okay. Okay, so mates, this is the end of the jacket. The next thing I will do is to shaping the front of my jacket. I don't want it to have button. I just want it will just have one button immediately after so I will connect it this way. I'm trying to create the space that the button will be. Watch what I'm doing. That's the way the face of my jacket is. I'll connect it this way. So this is my what? My jacket. See how beautiful it is. Thank you so much. So the next thing is to get our back. The next thing is to get our back, the back of the what? Of the jacket. See you in my next class.